I asked for a bald eagle, they gave me a dove. Okay, that's fine, but yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Now, not only do we have this very, very cool Vistarama screen, but we also have 7.1 surround audio in the venue. And so the thought process was, you know, if guests wanted to come in here, could we give them like a virtual concert type of experience? So Royal Caribbean hand-selected musicians from up and down the East Coast of the United States from single different Philharmonic orchestras, and they brought 77 of those selected musicians together for taping of 3 days to create our Royal Caribbean Philharmonic Orchestra. We are going to feature right now a small section of that to showcase not only the Vistoramas and the virtual concert experience, but also the sound. And I couldn't think of a better way than to relive our childhood with a tribute to John Williams and the music of John Williams. Now, some of the young people might not know who John Williams is, but if you think of a lot of the popular movies that have come out through the ages, including, I wore my very special C3PO socks here, because I'm a big Star Wars fan. Any Star Wars fans out there?
Yeah!
4 of us, great, okay. So ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the tribute to the music of John Williams.
A Tribute to John Williams by John Williams. Arranged by Paul Lavender.
What movie? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Pretty cool system. Thank you, Maestro. Thank you. Very nice. All right, now it's time to meet the crown jewels of the Royal Entertainment Package. The whole crown jewels are going to come out from above the ceiling here and down. They are our very famous and popular robo screens. Now, by round of applause, who has never been on a quantum class ship before? Round of applause, first timers. Where are you? Oh wow, quite a few of you. And by round of applause, who has been on? Okay, a few of you. So, even if you have been on, the very last thing we're going to show you today is you've never seen it. And the only people who've seen it are the people who were cruising last week because it debuted last week, and we'll get to that in a second. $7 million is coming down out of the sky. Each robo arm, 6 of them, is on 6 axes for a total of 36 axes. They move, they spin, they do a whole bunch of different things. The only other place in the world you're going to see robo arms like this is in a Tesla factory and a Lamborghini factory. But instead, Royal Caribbean says, hey, we can do something with this for entertainment. And this is what they did. 6 screens in total. We have 12 complete vignettes on board our Royal Caribbean Quantum class ships. There are 5 installations like this in the world using robo arms and screens, and all 5 are on Royal Caribbean ships. The very first vignette I'd like to play for you is a very aggressive one. It is loud, it is aggressive in the screen movements and how they move. It is the battle versus good and evil, and thus it's called Battle. Aggressive, right? Those movements, those are. Whew, you should see me play Call of Duty on this. I'm just kidding. I play Mario Kart. Anyway, equally as yeah. Actually, just a really cool thing. Maybe a piece of information. The person who programs these robots comes out for a very short period of time, creates everything, ends up making the screens move the way they do, and his name is Andy Fleesis. Now, he didn't finish the whole installation of everything because he got called away to Houston because his software is on the rover that's currently on Mars. He's actually coming back next week, so this is the type of people that we work with. No big deal. We're, astronauts and software engineers to make it all happen. So it's pretty cool. We're getting ready for our next vignette. And our next vignette is very special because not only does it incorporate the robo screens here, but it also uses the Vistoramas as well in a combination, if you will. Now, if we think of somebody who created and was very innovative and maybe didn't get to see all of his pieces of work or where his mind was going come to life, we would maybe think of Leonardo da Vinci. And so I think if Leonardo da Vinci was over at the bar watching what he's about to see, he would be very proud because we take, at the very end of this number, his sketch of the very first flying machine, and we kind of bring it to life. So Kush, when you're ready, you can start rolling. I know there's a little bit of an intro to this, but we call this Leonardo's Dreams, and we really hope you enjoy it. It's a cool robo screen and Vistorama vignette. Enjoy. Yeah?
Wow.
Oh, so beautiful, so cool. I'm going to let them get the screens in because we need to show you something first before we have our final presentation. And our final presentation, as I mentioned at the beginning, is something very brand new. It's only on the Odyssey of the Seas. It was created specifically for this ship. None of the other quantum ships that are in service have what you're about to see. So you are literally the second group of guests ever to see this. What you need to know about this, though, is something very, very cool, is it was nominated for the Producers Guild of America in the category of innovation. Over 200 submissions were made, a half dozen were given for nominations, and we were one of them. And that nomination was for innovation. We didn't end up winning. The person who won had some TV show called The Mandalorian. So, but what's super cool is that we're now competing with Hollywood for their awards. This is how far entertainment has come. And we get ready here for our very final presentation. But before we do that, there's a small little documentary that they did about it, just to show you how detailed it was and everything that was possible. And I was supposed to, you're going to show the picture after the document. That's my fault. So, but that's okay. We don't have to show the picture if you don't want to. But if you have it and you want to show the picture of the nomination, you can. Otherwise, we're going to show you the documentary, and then we will debut Oceanites for you momentarily. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
What's exciting is making the impossible possible, making the audience feel that what they're seeing is impossible. We are at the precipice of a completely new form of cinematography. People liken Royal Caribbean to being the Las Vegas of the oceans. We now have 50 venues on 26 ships, 134 productions, 1,500 cast members, 600 musicians. The crown jewel in the entertainment package is, of course, the RoboScreen installation. 6 robots, 6 axes each, 36 axes with 6 massive video screens. We had to go to the best people in the world to help us execute video on it, and there was no question that it was mobile.
We use a lot of technology, we use a lot of interactivity, and we mix a lot of the physical world with the digital world. We create new types of entertainment to bring people together physically.
We, over the years, have created 12 vignettes, but only one of them was live action, and that's the famous Dance in a Box. We came up with the idea of putting a dancer in a green box and rotating it, and then recreating those movements on the robo screens. Oceanides is the second in the Dance in a Box series.
Nick and Julian came up with this idea of doing this in a water tank.
Imagine water tanks rotating. I'm like, okay, I'm your man.
It's very technically complex, very technically difficult, very dangerous.
People have built water tanks before. I'm pretty sure it's the first time that someone builds a rotating tank. It's heavy engineering, not only to be able to rotate this thing with the weight of the water and the pressure, but also to come up with security features for the performers to be safe, because this thing gets sealed. They're basically trapped in there.
We've got 4x4x7, which is quite small for a synchronized swimmer. We're used to having a lot of space. We're used to being able to move back and forth.
It is a dance show, but there are levels of symbolism. Oceanite is the story of a pearl diver who dives into the ocean to find treasures. She comes across a group of water nymphs.
It's a fairy tale, it's a fantasy, and it's an adventure.
The perspective shifts and the illusion of depth are key principles in Oceanites. Ryan Marshall, who did all the pre-visualization, calculating the camera movement to achieve the movement that will create the perspective that we need.
There's a limitation of these physical screens driving a limited movement of another physical thing, and that's the toughest challenge, to find where those two worlds intersect.
We're actually synchronizing the rotation of the tank with the movement of the physical screens, the movement of the cameras with the movements of the screens as well.
There were a few little technical hiccups. We have a computer-controlled camera. Would it hit someone in the head? Yes. The first time we rotated the tank, would it leak? Yes.
This is still a stunt, and the worst thing that you can do is start overlooking stuff. There's over 250 lighting cues in the show. 35 seconds without air, without breathing, basically a working line.
It's very disorienting, so if you're at all claustrophobic, it's a little scary.
The idea behind the ending of the show is to drain the water out of the tank, and Miho, one of our performers, injured herself. The suction of the water was stronger than what she was prepared for, so she ended up being pulled at the bottom of the tank very fast. It was very stressful. We had to stop everything to make sure that Miho was alright. So we really didn't know if Miho would be able to get back on the set. Miho did come back the next day with a big smile, and she wanted to get back in the tank and finish filming her scenes. It was very inspiring. We decided on a new ending which would be symmetrical to the beginning. Everything was real and live on camera. We wanted to use real animals. Koi fish are colorful, tropical, and caimans, small crocodiles, and one baby alligator.
It's really impressive when you start seeing these tents moving and you're like, wow, this is impossible, what's going on?
It's fantastic. It's really fun. I mean, we have a really great creative space to be working and to be growing.
I am a kid at heart. This is obviously playtime. Very happy, over the moon.
I think with this film we achieved something that is both aesthetically and technically a prowess.
This really is a dynamic video live performance that I think will be awe-inspiring to people that see it.
I feel extremely lucky to bring back what's at the heart of Royal Caribbean, the ocean.
There is a tendency for us to slightly forget the ocean outside the window. This is a really good reminder of what we're doing and where we are. I think that's a good line to close out on.
So, we're gonna get these screens in the proper positions. This is our what I was mentioning about earlier was a finalist and a nomination for the PGA Producers Guild of America, and that darn Mandalorian, I tell you, little Yoda. So now we get ready to show you this. Couple cool things. Miho, the diver who was actually injured, will be in the middle robo screen that you'll see. She was actually my synchronized swimmer on Symphony of the Seas, and she was being whisked away across the world to participate in some sort of secret project, and only when I came here did I know what that secret project is, because she didn't tell me what it was. When you see them vertical, that is actual size of the inside of the tank, so what you're going to see. The first one was very aggressive, digitally made. The second one, again, digitally made. This one is real life and a true piece of art. Ladies and gentlemen, for only the second cruise ever, Oceanites. Ladies and gentlemen, Oceanites. Thank you all for joining us for the 270 experience. Pop on by on the day at sea. You never know when our theater manager will throw up one of the other 9 vignettes that we have. It's always a surprise. But again, if you haven't seen the book, 7 Chapters, 1 Adventure, make sure you book that on the Royal Caribbean app. In the meantime, my name is Mike, your cruise director. Thanks so much for joining us and have a great night. We'll see you back here for 7.